Howdy, gang. Guess who's back? Hey, Sue. Well, yeah, and my place is a mess still. Actually, it's not a mess right now. It looks pretty nice. But there's still stuff where it's not supposed to be. But the stuff is off the floors, and the floors have been cleaned. And the lovely lady who was taking care of everything while I was gone, she did a great job keeping it clean. And all the kitties are alive. Well, I came home to all the kitties are being alive. Right now, I'm not so sure because we lost a kitten. I saw it on Saturday, and on Sunday it was gone. And those kittens are not even 4 months old yet, so they're still at the age where they um, hang out with the mother and are very attached to the whole family. So it wouldn't have just wandered off by itself. We did have some storms, and the neighbors had a party Saturday. So I don't know. I may have to go over to the back alley over there and see if I can find anything. But it's kind of scary and dirty back there. It's an open alley. Ours has a lock and a gate, so nobody can get in. That one doesn't, so people can randomly go in there and trash it. It's pretty trashed. Oh, hey Bree, thank you very much. Hey Eliza, hey Linda, Aunt Mary. It's good to see you all. Yeah, Eliza, I still have your salad uh, dolphin forks and spoon whatever thing here that you bought at my at my sale before my vacation. I meant to talk to you about that, and I was just so overwhelmed I completely forgot to communicate. But anybody with anything with anybody about anything. So, what else is happening? Well, we're gonna go back into a sale on Thursday, I think. I don't have anything set up with any co-sellers. So I don't know if anybody wants to come on the sale with me. Let me know. I'm all open now. I have not made any appointments. I think I have a couple of sales in August with a couple of friends, but that'll be announced when the time gets closer. And well, yeah, I will be selling the goodies that I brought back from Germany. I hate to, but yeah. So on Thursday, I want to bring in a bunch of those goodies. I hope I have enough. But, surprise, I got a haul today too. An unexpected one that I didn't even announce in the description or anything because I wasn't planning on going shopping yesterday. Well, I was planning on going to Costco on Friday because they had stuff on sale that expired on Sunday, yesterday. But then there's such a thing as jet lag. Hey, Barbie. Hey, Lena. Howdy. Yes, jet lag is real. And I was hoping to be able to just get over it and do it. But yeah, no. Yesterday I was actually able to function again for the first time. And today I'm having coffee again because I'm tired. Yesterday was a good day. I functioned, I did stuff, but I fell asleep way too early. And what happens when you fall asleep way too early? You get up way too early. Yeah, no. That's not a good thing. So today I'm exhausted and tired again. So, how was everything? Oh, everything was cool. I enjoyed my stay. I did go shopping a little bit. I went to a couple antique stores other than my friend, the Asterix, the Trödelix, Krille, whatever his name. I did shop there. He was really cool, and I was gonna go back, but I ended up not going back, which I feel bad because I told him I was gonna be back. I always like to hang out with him. I did not film in his store. He did have new stuff, but I was going to do that the second time around, and I would never ended up going back. I was just too busy. It was too short this time. Last year I stayed too long. This year I stayed too short. I should have uh, cut off a week or two last year and added to this year. That would have been perfect. But I'm planning on going back in the fall anyway, so we'll see. So yeah, the antique stores in Germany are very disappointing because they're very very expensive, and they don't like you to film in there. And it seems I always talk to these employees who don't have anything to say, and they tell me to call the boss. And well, I'm here now. By the time I call the boss, I'll probably be home. I don't know if I can. That was one from last year that I was going to go back to this year to film, but I end up not going into that area. I still have his card though, so I may call him next time. And otherwise, they're kind of funny. Like one guy, and that was funny too, because of course, I kept finding expensive stuff, but then everything was expensive. But I have such distinguished taste. What can I say, right? But then there was one item that I asked about, and he had no clue. He had to call his boss, and I didn't know how to explain the item. He ended up sending a picture or something. So, and then his boss gave him a number that was way too high, and he even thinks, "Oh, I don't think he knew what I was talking about, because it can't be that expensive." Hey, Patricia. So yeah, that was weird. But when I asked him, right, Barbie, they should know me. I'm the one and only Tiger. Actually, that TV show where I went to the recording, that was really cool. They celebrated me because I got on my pony in Phoenix, Arizona, and came all the way over there just to go and visit their TV show being taped. Yeah. Hey, John. So yeah, they partied my being from Arizona, even though I'm still German. But that was funny. He couldn't get over that. So that was funny. But all these other guys in these antique stores, they're like, "Oh no, why would you?" That one guy was like, I explained it to him. He's like, about filming, why I want to film in the store, and he's like, "Well, I have to talk to him about that. That sounds actually that's a good idea. I should talk to him about that. That sounds good." Really? So yeah. And well, the other stores I went to, they had, well, again, everything was way overpriced, and they didn't really have much I was interested in. They had one tiny little flask type thing. I don't know what it was. That's probably word for it. These little things that are kind of like this tall, like what, 2 inches, and it had a hand painted design on it, which was really nautical, which was beautiful. But it had a big um, well, then you know what I'm talking about, right, John? Yep, us Krauts, we gotta stick together. So yeah, but it had a big crack, and the crack was U-shaped. It went started on one side, went around the bottom, and went back up the other side. And they still want like $22 for it. I mean, and she was telling me how expensive those are, how much they usually go for. I mean, and it was hand painted, but it was a tiny piece, and it was cracked. I couldn't have resold it, and the crack was in one of the ships that were painted on there, which was really really sad because you couldn't just turn around and hide it. So yeah, no. I may have picked it up for ten euros or something just for my own personal collection, but not for 20. That was too much. So yeah. On my way back, though, I flew premium economy again. I always like to do that on Condor. Last time, I was able to take 2 suitcases with premium economy, and you get all the preferred treatment, and you get more perks, which in the long run is worth it. Because if you just check another suitcase, it'll be $100 or something for that's too much money. The downside was this time, and I don't know if that was the airline or if it was new rules since last time, but that was just last year or a different airline probably. Um, I had to do one. I still could only check one suitcase, but I got more weight allowance. Yeah, 23 kilos for 50 pounds is already bad enough, but this one was more like almost 60 pounds. It was 29 kilos, so it's probably like 56, 57 pounds. Yeah. And then there was the ride back to Frankfurt, because what I did this time, normally I just check all the way through from here to Berlin, But because this airline is the only airline that flies from Phoenix to Germany, they flew to to Frankfurt, and instead of buying an expensive ticket to fly Lufthansa from Frankfurt to Berlin and back, especially with it would be a different airline. I wouldn't be able to check my luggage all the way through. I would have to go through a carousel, pick up my luggage, and then check it all in again. So I was like, I'm gonna save some time. I'm gonna take the train. And what was really nice about, especially on the way down, well, both ways, that I also got a hotel in Frankfurt, so I spent the night, so I had time to relax. Because doing it all in one day, right there. No, that was Condor. Um, it was it made sense. On the way up, it was really good because it was a night flight, and for the first time in years, I was able to sleep on the flight. So I was already I already had some sleep, like I probably about 5 hours before I arrived in Germany, and of course we were late as always, 2 hours. So by the time I got to the hotel, I went right back to sleep, and I had no jet lag after that. I was really doing well on Saturday morning. I took the train to Berlin. My cousin picked me up at the train station near her house. It was perfect. And on the way back, well, luckily I took the trains. Well, I should have flown, but I had the extra day because that line in Frankfurt is always outrageous, especially Condor and the U.S. flights. I don't know what it is about this airline and U.S. flights. Other airlines have U.S. flights too, but their lines aren't that long. This airline, the U.S. line always goes all the way through, halfway through the terminal, and it's like, takes you forever to get there. But I had the premium economy, so I finally asked one of the friendly employees who walked by at the time after I've been already waiting for about half an hour and the line had not moved a bit, an inch. And if I can, if they have a check-in for premium economy, they did. So all I had to do was show my passport, and then I got in that line. And guess what? Yeah, I was stuck behind a family of four with four suitcases and three bicycles. None of them announced ahead of time. And that poor lady at the desk who was trying to check him in, she had no clue what to do. Basically, she said, you cannot take all that stuff. You're allowed one suitcase per person. And they had so much stuff. The bicycles, they were just, yeah. So she had to figure something out. She had to call supervisors. She had to do this and that. And then finally they figured out that they would just pay for it. And then it took them another, I don't know how long to get that credit card to go through. So in the end, I think it was about 45 minutes to an hour that we were waiting just behind this one family. It was ridiculous. But everything went well. We went on the plane. The food was the best I've ever had on a plane. And, we got here safe and sound. Just a little late, not much late. So it's all good. But we got goodies. Look, they give you goodies. Just like in business class on premium economy, they give you the amenity kit that normally they don't give you. This time they did. Look, that's a little bag for your shoes. Because I'd probably be using it for something other than shoes. I could even roll up my underwear and stick it in there or something. Even t-shirts I could roll up and fit in there, but they're not enough room for the t-shirts I usually take. And of course, the mean part about it is on the back it tells you that it's a set. So there's more. Yeah, they want you to fly more often so you can collect all four of these. I wish I could. I could use some more. They're really nice. I have a set that I picked up at some point in purple, but they're different. They're different quality, different material and stuff. So that's cool. I'm gonna keep that. I really, really like this. And then of course there's the obligatory sleep kit, socks, earplugs, and eye shades. And then there is the refresh kit. Got the tooth. Whoops. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this shows it backwards. Hi Bonnie, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. There's whoops, let me throw it all away, the refresh kit. So everything, Really cool stuff they give you on these planes. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I could sell them or I could give them away as goodies, raffles or something. Not very heavy. Wouldn't really make much of wouldn't have much of an impact on the shipping charges. So, and I went shopping. Well, most of the stuff that I bought for resale you saw in my haul videos. But then there's this baby from last year. I was not able to fit this in my suitcase because of the big wide belly. Today wasn't a problem. It fit into my little backpack, my carry-on backpack, and fit underneath the seat in front of me just fine. So this is a nice dark purple. You can't really see it, I think. I don't know. Maybe you can see it a little bit. Isn't that a beauty? I love her. Even my cousin liked her because she was like, she had to save her for me. I was sitting at my cousin's house and she goes like, well, if I didn't like this, I wouldn't have kept it all this time. It was on the shelf when I showed up. It was beautiful. I love this thing. So I'm so happy we finally got this baby home. And what else did I get? Well, I got actually 3 of these, two different kinds. These are beer plaques, like they have at the bars. And they have them here too, I think. Like when they draft the beer, they have the plaques to tell you which beer is in there. This is Holsten. That's one of my favorite brands from Hamburg. And I got 2 from Berlin. They're actually in the package that is still on the way. I put those in the package because I shipped myself a package. I had some stuff I needed to ship in the package. I didn't want to bring with me on the plane. Plus, my baggage was full already. So those other 2 I'll show another time when I get them. Which was funny too. I mailed it out. I was going to mail out sooner, like earlier on, so that it would be traveling while I'm still there, and I wouldn't have to wait so long for it. Which of course didn't work out. So I ended up mailing it on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, when I was in Frankfurt, coming back to the States, my package was in Frankfurt too, getting shipped back to the States. I should have just taken it to to Frankfurt myself, but then I wouldn't have had to ship it. Then I could have taken it all the way home. But that was funny. So what else did I get that I didn't show you yet? I got all sorts of books, but I don't know if you're interested in those. Most of these are in German, except this one. That was really interesting to me because that really shows how everything happened, how Berlin became the divided city and stuff. I did not read everything. I kind of leafed through it a little bit. But then I got those, and I think most of these are found for free in one of these book boxes where you can get one and leave one. I try and bring German books back after I read them because I can't get rid of them here. Nobody here wants to read them. Hey, Kim, howdy ho. Hey, Carol. So that's, I don't know, I got something itchy on my nose. It must be a cat hair. But these are really nice. Real nice old books. Whoop, upside down. That I just picked up because they look cool. Of course, the back is kind of coming off. This one I want to read, The Flood. Actually, I was going to read that I had that with me just in case I need to read something while I like the old font of these. So I got those, and look at that. An old vintage wallet with the coat of arms of Berlin, the Berlin bear. I had to pick it up. I don't know what to do with it. It doesn't have credit card slots, but it got slots for checkbooks. Well, German checkbooks had different size than American checkbooks. They would fit in there. And then it's got some here for, I don't know what that would be. We didn't have IDs that would fit in there in those days, but all in all, it's a totally cool piece, and it's vintage, definitely vintage. And yeah, I love the bear, Berlin bear. Funny, one of the groups I'm on, I think it was Misty's group. Someone was posting, found a Berlin bear. I think it was a wood carving or something. Was asking about it. Well, of course, I don't know anything about the particular carving, who made it or what the occasion was for that. But at least I know it was a Berlin bear. Coat of arms. And this one, that was I bought at that little antique store in Lubeck, the one who was all like, "Oh, I should tell my boss about filming and and YouTube." Yeah, and that was a really, really, really. I love it. I love the shape of this. I love the little size, and it's got a number in the bottom. I don't know who made. I haven't done any research on it yet, but it's a cute little thing. I'm gonna keep that for me. And it was small and light. It didn't make a dent into my luggage allowance. So that's my souvenir from Lubeck. Everybody else has cheap stuff made in China with Lubeck or something on it. I got this. So that was that. What else did I get? Oh, I got ephemera. I got art. I got these small and they're what, 5x7 or something like that, a little bit bigger. Look at that. That's a little piece of art. Hey, Crafty Kitty Vintage, how are you? And I know your name. I don't remember now, but you know. So that's one. Then that's this one, a watercolor. That's really nice. I like that. And then there's this one. Picked those up at the flea market in Berlin. This reminds me of Silt, where I used to live for a while, up in the North Sea. So these are nice. I'm going to be framing them. And these were really cheap. And he had bigger ones and other ones, but hey, Alicia, how are you? And I purposely bought the small ones because they're easier to fit and to frame, and I have no room for art plus to ship. And I paid, I think, somewhere around 15 euros for all three of them or something like that. Well, that's not bad. So that was that. And then I have a whole bunch of ephemera here, postcards and stuff. Now there, and pictures, photos. Now the photos I picked up because I thought they were funny. That kid is dated 1930, July 5th, 1930. Somewhere at their on their farm or something. That's why I picked these up that have dates on the back. It's amazing. 1930. This one is in 1920, June of 1920. It's even older. 1920. This one is not dated, but it's such a typical kid from the early teens, early 1900s. This one I fell in love with because of the dog. Look at that dog. Who cannot love this puppy? He's so cute. This one I picked up because it has the address on it. And it tells what it used to be or what it was at some point. At some point I'm gonna go back and either Google map it or maybe visit that town and see if you can find that house and what it looks like today. There's another one of the typical. It's so cute. That's more my generation. That looks more like 1960s. I thought it was just totally cool. That was my. And these were from my cousin's husband. She gave me those. He collected this kind of stuff. That's all art. They're nothing on the back, but they're artistic postcards. So they're really cool. And I do have permission to sell those. Those I may come up at a sale at some point. And there's the eagle. Now this one is the one that I picked up. Now we're back to mine. I love the ships, and this one even has something written on the back, which the handwriting is really hard to read, but maybe I'll find someone who knows how to read them, how to read those. Yes. There's another postcard that's been written on. This one is from World War II. Very nice handwriting. Silt, the island I used to live on. And it also has writing on the back. So I don't know if you want to see all these postcards from Germany. If I ever sell them, then you'll see them when it's time to sell them. So I don't need to show them all right now, but the pictures, the photos, that's cool. I wish I could have gotten like a whole lot for a better price. I could have I would have brought back a whole lot more, but these were, I mean, a lot of these I got a really good deal on because I bought so many. I bought a whole lot from this guy, and he gave me a good deal on everything in total. So yeah, that's my postcards that I did not show in my haul video. They were put aside somewhere, and I forgot about them at the time, but that's okay. I made up for it now. And these are the ones that I picked up for myself again at the flea market, because these are all souvenir or commemorative postcards that have something to do with aviation or ships or nautical. And yeah, that's cool, Lisa. That is nice. Yep. There, Lufthansa DC-10. I love that. Those I'm gonna have to figure out what to do if I can frame them. Maybe that's from the ships and more Lufthansa. So I don't know if you all want to see each and every one of those. They are all have different. That's back when they started adding all these new lines to their schedule. So when they started flying to Iran or flying to Africa or flying to New York or something, they had these stamps on these envelopes every time, and they tells you which airplane they were flying. This one I love because of the picture. This one is so typical. This looks so 1950s, 60s, mid-century. There's another envelope. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of. Ooh, look at that! Love that ship. So that's here come the ships. That was that. Those I picked up for myself, and they were decently priced. They were not overly expensive, so I would have picked up more if it hadn't been for having to bring them all back somehow. So that's all these antiques and vintage items I found on my trip that I hadn't shown you yet. Then there is a new item I found on my trip that I had to bring back. Ain't it cute? Now this was a whole line. They had different colors, and each color had a different face. So they did not have the same face on different colors. Every color had a different face. The only thing I don't like about, I saw some face I liked better than this one. They were not purple. They were red and yellow and whatever else. But this was the last one they had on the purple one. And it's got a sticker, made in Germany. Made in Germany, not China. There's the back, which the mark on the bottom. I don't know this company, but ain't it funny? That would be a nice cappuccino mug or soup mug. My cousin drinks her cappuccino out of mugs similar to this, and that's instead of the coffee mugs with a handle. And that's what I might start using my cappuccino thing, my milk frother too, and start making actual cappuccinos. I can do that with my mug. I love him. He's so cute. And then I picked up myself some model planes at the, of all places, the Miniature Wonderland. This was made for distribution by Lufthansa. It was when they came out with the A380, when I picked up the A380s. But then, of course, we all know what happened, and they parked all their A380s. So now the Miniature Wonderland is selling that to those fans who so much love the airport there and enjoy watching the planes take off. It was so funny. They even had a Star Wars ship come in all of a sudden. Like, what? That was funny. And here's an old Junkers U. It was an airmail plane. That was my grandmother's nickname, U, after the plane. Probably because she was indestructible. So it's got a little thing on here explaining all that. I love those planes. I was booked on the A380 too, on that famous seat on the top deck. Upper deck had mostly first and business class, but a few coach seats. And they were hard to get because there were only a few. But because there were so few of them, you got better service than the coach class on the bottom, where there are hundreds and hundreds of people in the same seats, not in the same, of course, in the same class. And that's when everything got canceled in May of 2020. Yeah. So I never got to fly that. Now I have to go to Dubai if I want to fly on A380, but rumor has it Lufthansa's going to bring theirs back next summer. And we just got to figure out where they're going to be flying to, but hopefully again LA and or San Francisco. And I'm going to do that again. I'm going to book that flight again. That's seat 93 or 94 it was, the one by the window. That's the seat. Oh, that. Hi, Miss Mark. Sorry. Your seat is taken right now. Taken up because we're going live on YouTube for the first time in a long time. Uh-oh, he's mad at me. He looked at the couch. What's all this stuff? He turns around and walks away. I was like, screw that. I'm not going to. So, that was part 1, Germany. Part 2 would be the haul. So yes, I had to go to Costco yesterday, and since Costco is right down the road from Guccieville, I stopped at Guccieville. And then, hey, Georgia, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever you want it to be. I also ended up picking up a salt and pepper shaker collection on OfferUp, which was also near the area. So, hey, Chrissy, sorry I didn't see you come in then. I was busy with my planes. Sorry. So yeah, I got a whole box. Well, this guy was the reason why I picked up this box. And I already got one. I picked one up in the live sale, but it didn't have this part. And of course, this is not very good shape, but the whole box, I think I paid less for than what I paid for this one at the live sale that time. Or was that one that someone gave me? I don't remember. Hey, Zeus. So I love this thing. He's so cute. So now I have 2. I have 2 tigers, and then there's some other ones that are kind of cute. Unfortunately, they're not all in best of shapes. And they're not all old, but most of them are. This one I like. This one is cute. I like that one. And that's Japan. And then there's some kitties and some, oh yeah, those poodles are cute too. They're poodles. Of course, this one has a little bit of a boo-boo there on his ear. It looks like something, it's not even a chip. It's looked like something that's on top of the ear. It may have been a fabrication error, or maybe there was something stuck on there that fell off. But my guess is fabrication error. That's always a good one. When in doubt. I also like these. I've never seen those before. I really like these. Then there is... These would be nice if they were in better shape. Of course, the paint is coming off there a little bit, but I still like them. This one, unfortunately, is a new one, but I kind of like it. The chicken. The rooster or chicken. I think it's a chicken. She has 2 sides. For the salt and for the pepper. But no, I did not punch the holes there. That's what I would have done. I would punch the holes there. Here, have the pepper come out of the butt. And then there is, hey, Kathy. And there's this guy. These are kind of cute. They don't have stoppers. And then there's little teddy bears. Aren't they cute? Hey, we're teddy bears and we're cute. So that's it. That was my salt and pepper collection that I was not planning on picking up and ended up getting yesterday. So, yeah, I had a busy day yesterday. So, oops, and now I don't even know where to put all this stuff. I don't know where I had it before. Guccieville. Now this is one of my favorite pieces from yesterday. It's a Nippon. which makes it really old. And look at the shape it's in. Now, for me, it's too bad there are roses because I'm not into flowers, but the shape is perfect for me. I like those kind of plates. I put my dinner on there when I like to do a lot of like snacking for dinner instead of eating an actual meal. I put a handful of this and a handful of that, and maybe a sandwich or something, which would all fit on there nicely. So I use those kind of plates a lot, just not flowers. But that's okay because I need to sell anyway. So someone may be interested. It's in excellent shape. I mean, the gold trim has come off a little bit, but considering it's almost 100 years or it's roughly 100 years old, I mean, everything else looks really in good shape, and it does look like it was hand painted. But I mean, those things are always hand painted, and yeah, it does say hand painted. So that was that. This one has me puzzled. So if you know, let me know. The Hosteria Con Grande, and it looks like the Albanian flag. It is Italian, and I found a lot of Hosteria or Can Grandes in Italy, even some in America, hotels usually. But that Albanian eagle kind of threw me off. I mean, no, the letter, whatever it is, does not belong to the Albanian flag, but that eagle, the way it's made, looks like a version of Albania. Who knows? I have no clue. If you know, let me know. I wonder if Barb would know. Listen, Barb collects restaurant wear, but I think she's mostly into American restaurant wear, right? Not Italian hotel wear. And it could be, I mean, I even found a Can Grande here in Mesa, so they're everywhere. But this plate, that's definitely an Italian mark, and it makes sense. Word. Another thing I found that I really liked. Look at that. It's signed. It has a little butterfly, some flowers. Now I could not get that all cleaned up. I tried it with a bottle brush. I'll try again, or maybe someone just likes it the way it is. It's not marked, but I just like it. It's different. I have not seen one of those before. So I picked that up yesterday. Two of my favorite pieces. Oh, cute. This one, and there's the sheep. Counting sheep. And inside it has the millimeters or centiliters. So, yes, my phone. So yeah, I really like those. At least one I'm gonna save for my cappuccino making, for my frothing. I mean, I do have a nice silver chrome frother thing I can use for that, which I'm not right now using for cat food. But this one is cuter. So I got those two yesterday, and I got this one. This is handmade by Charlotte, March 1978. Now I don't know if that's Charlotte March, the name, or if it's Charlotte was made in March. But 1978. I really like this piece. I picked it up because of the signature. I probably wouldn't have picked it up otherwise. I love pottery, but I don't use these myself. But it's blue though. But I love that we have a date on there and we know Charlotte was involved. And then I got a couple of ironwood pieces. Now this one I really like. This one I think is about 7 inches tall. Something like that. And the eagle. That's a pelican, and this is the eagle. Now he has a little bit of a boo-boo here, but it's not a gash or anything. It's just colorization. So I don't know how that happened. It's just like the first layer of the whatever they treated it with came off. It can probably be redone if someone knows how to do woodwork. But all the beaks are still there. Nothing is broken. I don't really like these guys, both of them, but he is a little bit bigger and heavier than the other one. So that was my haul from yesterday and my story from Germany. I probably have more stories. I used to be really good with stories. I was dating someone once who told me that even after a couple of years or whenever that was, that they were surprised I still had new stories to tell. It's like, man, you still tell me stories I hadn't heard before. Because yeah, I'm old. I had a lot happening in my life. uh, yeah, I have ironwood is beautiful stuff. Actually, I got a couple more pieces which I can't find. I picked them up about, was it a year and a half ago, and I put them away so well. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in a while. I was going to sell them last year, never did because I can't find them. I still can't find them. But I gotta get. I before I left, I was so overwhelmed with everything, and I was just focusing on getting the house cleaned out. I needed to. I needed to get the house cleaned out. I needed to get the boxes off the floor because when you sell out of your house, it's a mess. Now this is basically my only living area. I have the bedroom, well, two bedrooms made into one, and that's where the indoor kitties live. And that's where I usually spend the afternoons and the evenings. And there is a couple of boxes of merchandise and stuff in there too, but they're not really that visible and they're put away. But all in all, it's a wide open space, which is I need that. I need the wide open space, and I need the room, and that's my place to go and get away from all the mess in here. So here I have my living area, my selling area, obviously, my shipping station right behind me, and storage for whenever I have too much stuff or anything that is getting ready to sold or was just sold or I just bought. It all collects around me on the floor. That's the problem. And I got too much. So what I was able to do at the time before I left was to get everything off the floor, take a whole bunch of stuff, donations back to Gucciville or the thrift store. I think I used Gucciville because they were the closest. I didn't have time to make them. No, actually, I was gonna take them to the Humane Society thrift store, and they were closed. They didn't open till 11. I was there at like 10. I expect them to be open at 10. So I just dropped it off at Gucciville instead because I needed to get it out of my car. That was the Monday before I flew out. And it looks nice. I came home and it's clean. I can breathe again. I have no more boxes. I don't trip over stuff anymore. It's beautiful. Even though now I have some stuff still that I unpacked. I should have probably done, oh yeah, nothing broke again. Second time in a row. I brought back all these fragile glass items from Germany and every single one made it. Yes. I should probably done a video about that, how to pack a suitcase when you ship fragiles. And I was actually going to film my unpacking. I was planning on that, but then you know what? I was in such a hurry, just open it up and look at everything and see if everything made it. I didn't have the patience to pull out the camera and wait till I was awake enough to actually film it. Howdy, Jeannie. Thank you, thank you. So, yeah, it's not the road. What are you asking, Bree? Or are you talking to someone else? I'm feeling like a pro. I'm doing this too that these pros do when they see something in the comments and reply to it. I'm actually in the right mindset where I can follow the chat and to the point. And then ask questions because, well, I wasn't really following the chat. Oh. So yeah, this time, as opposed to last time, I actually found a wholesaler, and I ordered some bubble wrap, even though their bubble wrap is weird. It's a whole different kind than what we have. and I ordered a couple boxes. Now the boxes they had, you had to order set of 25. I didn't want to order 25 boxes, so I ordered. You could do a sample, one box of each size as a sample. So I ordered a few of the sample boxes, and then I found some box in the recycling bin that I pulled out and used as well. So that was really what I did, and I actually put my stuff in boxes this time. Last time I didn't put it into boxes; it still survived. This time I felt more comfortable. I just packed it as if I was shipping it. I put the bubble wrap around it. I put it in a box, a couple of pieces depending on the box, and then I put the boxes in my suitcase, and then try to pad the boxes on both sides with clothes. Of course, I didn't have enough clothes for both sides, but at least on one side they were padded because that suitcase fell over a few times, even when I still was hauling it around at the whatever 56 pounds it was. That was just that was rough, especially getting in all the trains. Now, the second day on Thursday, it felt a lot lighter because that crazy train ride on Wednesday from Berlin to Frankfurt, oh my gosh. Germans in the heat, that's a story by itself. It's about 85, 9 degrees, and they're calling a heat advisory. And so the train that I chose, unfortunately, had some power issues, and the AC wasn't working. You know what? I rode a different train, which was a cheaper train a few days earlier from Hamburg to Berlin, and they actually sent me an email. They sent an email saying, we do not have air conditioning on those trains. So we do not have a restaurant on those trains. So bring plenty of water. Bring your own water. Be warmed. Nowhere to buy water, nowhere to cool off on those trains. Okay, no worries. Because that was a shorter ride too. But this one was like, they did send me an email saying if I wanted to postpone my trip due to the heat, they would allow me to change the trip free of charge because of that. But other than that, it wasn't that hot. It was more humid, and it doesn't get so hot at night. It cools off at night, so it's not really that hot during the day. Only later it warms up a little. It was fine. But that train stopped somewhere in Erfurt, somewhere in the what used to be East Germany, which I don't know my way around those parts yet. And then they kicked us all out and said we had to take another train to Frankfurt. Great. Not just that we have to hop that train luggage off this train and onto another train, but the other train was already had people on it, and the seat that I paid for, of course, was not available on that other train. Oh boy! So half the second train I had to stand until the lady was sitting in that seat where I was standing got up and offered me the seat. So that was like, and that was a 4-hour train ride, and that happened right in the middle. So the first 2 hours were fine on the hot train without AC, which I really didn't mind. The second 2 hours I had to stand half of it. But we made it. And again, I got to the hotel late, by 2 hours late. But that's the beauty of it. I didn't have to leave till next day. So I was in no hurry to get there on time. Well, I was kind of just wanting to get out of those clothes and lay down and rest because I was sore from carrying that suitcase around all day. But other than that, it was all good. But that was quite an experience. Those trains. We have no air conditioning. We're gonna kick you all out and make you stand on the platform in the heat for about 45 minutes until next train picks you up. Okay, whatever. Yeah, but it was good. All in all, I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. I did not do as much as I had hoped to. And there was one antique store I forgot. I was going to go there earlier in my stay, and I didn't. I changed my plans, and I couldn't go that day. So, so the day before that month, that's this past Monday, I was, a week ago today. I actually had some time off. That was my packing day. I was packing my suitcase. I was packing my mail, my box that I was sending out, and all that stuff. So that kind of kept me busy for half the day. And after that, I was like, what am I gonna do? Well, I was kind of sore and exhausted and tired, and I just stayed home, watched some TV, didn't do anything. That was the day I should have went to that antique store. I forgot about it. The next day, I came home. I remembered in the evening. It's like, oh man, I missed it. And of course, Wednesday I was leaving. So yeah, um, that was that. So next time I have to go, because what's really cool, it's across the lake. Because there's a lake near where my cousin lives, a big lake, and Berlin, especially Brandenburg, there's so many lakes. There are all sorts of lakes, totally cool. But then you get the ferry, so I can take the ferry to that antique store. And it's supposed to be a nice store. I mean, I was kind of discouraged, when I saw the prices and everything from even going to antique stores. But I want to get on that ferry. I've ridden the ferry before, but to a different area. I love riding those ferries. I will film that. I did go to the flea market twice though, and I picked up way too much stuff. That's why I had two haul videos. And like I said, most of that stuff's gonna be up for sale on Thursday. Yep, we're back Thursday at what is it, 11 a.m. Eastern, something like that. Yeah, you can't. Well, yeah. So that was that. That was really cool, and I can't wait to offer you all these totally cool things I brought back. I'm sure you're gonna love them. And there's this one purple gray striped vase. I know that I don't know if I want to sell that. That thing is so cute, so cool. It's so cool, purple. Yeah, that was in the second haul video. If you haven't seen it, I should probably link it somewhere below. Oh, somewhere. I don't know how they do that to link it where it shows up in the picture now as I'm talking about it. Hey, Jeannie. Maybe someday I'll learn that, and maybe someday I'll learn to put stuff in the comment in the description. But I can still add that. So if I remember, I'll try and figure that out, and I'll try and add stuff to the description later. So yeah, a list of all the places I want to. I did have that somewhere. I mean, I don't really have a list because there's so many places and I want to see new places, and I sometimes just stumble upon places. Like last year I went to that antique row where they have all these antique stores lined up. They're beautiful. And they actually last year I was there in September for their sidewalk sale. Like all these antique stores have once a year have a sidewalk sale where they all set up in front, and some vendors from outside come in too and set up their stuff. That's going through like a whole street, both sides. The whole street is closed for that. That was totally cool, and I picked up some good stuff there, especially since they have vendors, who sell at good prices, not the antique store prices. And I was gonna go back to the other antique store and film there today. Well, actually call the owner first and then see about filming there. And I know I purchased some stuff there last year that was on sale, but all in all, I mean, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful stuff they had, but the prices were, yeah, full retail and then some. I mean, Germany is more expensive than we are here. So, and they don't have antique malls. There's one antique mall in Berlin, and I read it in the paper right shortly after I came home from my last trip in October, and I forgot to write down where it was because I was excited. They have an antique mall just like ours where vendors can run the booth and, display their wares. Because that's not something they usually do in Germany. That was that was so exciting to them that they had an article in the paper about it. What did I do? I read the article and I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to go there next time. Excuse me. I forgot to write down the address. Then I Googled it. Not Googled it. Well, Googled and used the maps trying to figure out, but I didn't know what to look for. Antique mall in Germany doesn't work. They have different words for that. They don't have a word for antique malls because they don't have antique malls. So I tried different ways and different things. I could never find that thing. I'm hoping I'll find. I actually went back onto the article, onto the newspaper, tried to search for the article, and I didn't know what to search for there either. So, uh, tough luck. What can I do? I'll have to figure something out by next time. I got a few months till I go back. I'm planning on going back in November. Not sure yet, 100%. I gotta talk to my cousin when she's available, and I may or may not stay till early December just to see the Chris Skinner markets, but then maybe not. I don't know if they're gonna have them this year, but I think they're probably back now. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what's, yeah. If anyone can come up with a German word for antique mall, let me know. Yeah, that was me. That's typical me. I read this article. Oh, I'm gonna go and I forget to write down the address. It's in Berlin though. That's well, that much I remember. Plus, it was a Berlin newspaper. Oh man. Well, John, I sometimes do, and I plan on visiting a bunch of those countries. But normally, I also have to venture out into what used to be East Germany because I haven't been in that area a whole lot, and there are other parts of Germany that I'm not too familiar with. And then there are those parts that I am familiar with that I also want to see because I got friends to visit and stuff to do. So, but yeah, I do. Last was it 3 years ago? I went and actually rented a car and I flew into um, Estonia and rented a car and drove through the Baltic states and did some. That was really fun. I love Riga. Riga was my favorite. That was really cool. And I've been to Ljubljana. I want to go back there again. I love Slovenia, and there are smaller countries I haven't seen that I want to see, like Northern Macedonia, then Croatia. That area I haven't been there yet. Those I definitely want to see. I was planning on going to Holland this time. There's this little town that has no cars because it's kind of like the Venice of Holland that has not only little rivers going through it. So you have to actually paddle on a boat to get from point A to point B. So that's really cool. I haven't, but I end up going to Lubeck and Hamburg because I end up going to, well, I did go to see my favorite TV show being taped. That was, and while I was at it, I just wanted to see some water and some. I wanted to see the ocean. Unfortunately, what I forgot, it was vacation season and the place was packed, so I didn't actually make it onto the beach. Plus, I would have had to pay €3 to get on the beach just to walk up there to the water, touch the water, and walk back. Nah, that wasn't worth it. So next time I'll go in the fall when there's not so many people, then the beaches are clear and you don't have to pay and you can just walk around and enjoy the water. So so yeah, I'll do that again. But yeah, I still have a few more countries that I haven't seen yet, and yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to see them all. But yeah, the Netherlands is totally cool. I've been to Amsterdam. I've been and I drove from Nuremberg, so I've been around. I saw some of the smaller towns on my way up there. But Amsterdam was really where I've been I've been there quite a few times, but I haven't seen a lot of the rest of Holland yet or the Netherlands. Now it's the Netherlands because yeah, I keep saying Holland, and I've never been to Belgium either. I really want to go to Belgium one of these days. So we'll see. But yeah, it's all a matter of time and money. And last year I was not feeling well. I had just gotten over my chemo and everything, so I was still a little down from that. So I wasn't able to travel as much. That's why I was over there for 6 weeks. I was planning on traveling, but I wasn't able to do it. So I did do some travel, but not a whole lot. And this time, that's why this time I didn't book a 6 weeks or only three. And this time I was ready to travel again. I felt so much better, and I was like, yeah, let's travel. Oops, I have no time. So yeah, Scotland I haven't been to yet either. I'm afraid of the weather there. It's a beautiful country, but yeah, it's rainy. But then, since I live in Arizona, I actually enjoy the rain when I see it because there's not too much rain here, and the constant sunshine gets kind of annoying. So, I want to move to Germany, but moving to Europe is not that easy. But ooh, that sounds good. Monuments Men places. That must have been cool. Totally. Well, it's been an hour, and I know there's more stuff coming on. I know you guys probably all want to see the rescue squad later and whatever else is happening. I'm going to let you go now, and we'll see you all on Thursday, I hope, for my solo performance. Those of you who are vendors, let me know if you're open to do a collab. Even if we done one before, doesn't mean we can't do one again. And I'm just kind of like behind on this kind of stuff, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit down and write emails out and start inviting people again right away. I got so much other stuff to do, so you can always kick me in the butt and say, "Hey, me here." In the meantime, you all know the deal. You all keep it real, and we all see you on Thursday. Bada bing, bada boom.